The sun may still shine over the city of angels, but a dark storm is brewing behind the walls of the Forrester mansion and the beach house that once offered peace. As The Bold and the Beautiful enters the week of July 7-11, tensions reach their breaking point, and the lives of beloved characters hang by a thread. Whispers have been growing louder for weeks. Luna Nozawa, once the epitome of sweet innocence and youthful optimism, has begun showing cracks in her polished exterior. Now the mask is off, and what lies beneath is as dangerous as it is shocking. Viewers were left stunned when Luna, armed and emotionally volatile, tracked down Steffy Forrester and cornered her in an isolated beach house. The moment had been teased in brief flashes, glimpses of terror in Steffy's eyes, the glint of metal in Luna's shaking hands, but now it's all too real. Luna's twisted move is no longer a possibility, it's happening. Meanwhile, in a twist that few saw coming, Sheila Carter Sharp, yes, Sheila, has emerged as an unlikely guardian angel. Whether guided by guilt, a genuine sense of maternal protection, or some deeper, still unclear motive, Sheila races against time to intervene before Luna pulls the trigger. Her target? None other than Steffy Forrester, the woman who stood between Sheila and her son, Finn, for years. But this isn't just about one dramatic confrontation. This is about the ripple effect, about love pushed to the edge, about betrayal wearing the face of friendship. And above all, it's about how 1 week can change everything. At the heart of the chaos is Dr. John Finn Finnegan, a man unknowingly caught in the crossfire of the two most unpredictable women in his life, his birth mother, Sheila, and his confidant, Luna. What begins as a routine week for Finn is about to explode into heartbreak, confusion, and soul-searching that could redefine his future. Behind the scenes, Taylor Hayes has a critical decision to make, one that could either save Steffy or unleash new consequences none of them are prepared to face. With information that could tip the scales, Taylor is poised to involve the police, drawing Deputy Chief Baker and his team into a race against time. Meanwhile, characters like Ridge Forrester, Liam Spencer, and Hope Logan will soon find themselves pulled into the drama as news of the beach house incident spreads. Emotions will run high, trust will be shattered, and long-buried tensions will come roaring to the surface. But perhaps the most haunting question of all lingers just beneath the surface. Why is Luna doing this? What drove her to such desperation? And what secrets still lie buried in the sand at the beach house? As viewers prepare for this jaw-dropping week, one thing is certain: no one is safe, no relationship is sacred, and redemption may come at the highest possible price. So buckle up. The Bold and the Beautiful is about to deliver one of its most explosive storylines yet. For months, Luna Nozawa was the sweet breath of fresh air the Forrester family didn't know they needed. Intelligent, soft-spoken, and seemingly grounded, Luna quickly earned the affection of many in Los Angeles. Her chemistry with R.J. Forrester was easy, her enthusiasm infectious, and her presence at Forrester Creations never seemed to raise suspicion. But as with many characters in The Bold and the Beautiful, appearances are often deceptive. Now everything has changed. The Luna we see today is far from the girl who once giggled shyly over fabric swatches. Something inside her has broken, fractured into something sharp, unstable, and potentially lethal. The warning signs were there, faint at first. The sudden mood swings, the inexplicable tension when Finn or Steffy entered the room, and the growing sense of detachment from reality. Still, no one could have predicted that Luna would end up holding a weapon, threatening the life of Steffy Forrester in a beach house standoff that may define the next chapter of B&B. So what happened? What turned Luna from gentle intern to armed aggressor? There's speculation among fans that Luna's transformation was not entirely self-driven. Some believe she may have been manipulated, possibly coerced or blackmailed by someone off-screen. Others suggest her feelings for Finn, long hidden beneath the surface, became an obsession that eventually consumed her. After all, Finn had always shown her kindness. He believed in her when others doubted. In a mind unraveling, those small gestures could easily be distorted into something far more personal. And then there's the theory that Luna's actions stem from unresolved trauma, possibly linked to her family's past or an experience she's never voiced aloud. The possibility that Luna's past is darker than anyone knows looms over the current events. Could she be carrying secrets from her upbringing that finally exploded under pressure? Psychologically, Luna is displaying the classic signs of someone in crisis. Her behavior at the beach house is erratic, unpredictable. She reportedly brought a gun, possibly not with the original intent to use it, but that line has become increasingly blurred. Her grip on reality is slipping. The girl who once lit up the design floor now casts a shadow wherever she walks. There's also the troubling fact that Luna apparently targeted Steffy specifically, not Ridge, not Hope, not even her estranged lover, RJ. It was Steffy, Finn's wife, the mother of his children, and arguably Luna's greatest perceived obstacle. Whether Luna sees Steffy as a rival, a symbol of what she can never have, or simply the root of all her heartache, the truth is painfully clear. Luna came to that beach house with a plan. But she wasn't expecting Sheila. The moment Sheila walked into that volatile situation, everything changed. Suddenly, Luna was not just dealing with a frightened Steffy. She was facing off with one of the most feared and unpredictable women in B&B history. The same woman who once tried to tear the Forrester family apart, now acting as a protector. It's the kind of twist that only the bold and the beautiful could deliver. And make no mistake, Luna may have thought she held the power in that moment, but with Sheila in the room, control was never hers to keep. Now the consequences are about to come crashing down. Whether she intended to fire that weapon or not, Luna is about to face the weight of her actions. With Sheila possibly injured or worse, law enforcement will waste no time piecing together what really happened. And Luna, once seen as harmless, will have nowhere left to hide. Still, the question remains, is Luna beyond redemption? In the soap opera universe, redemption is never off the table, but for now, Luna stands at a crossroads. One path leads to accountability, remorse, and perhaps eventual forgiveness. The other leads to complete emotional collapse, isolation, and a criminal record that could shatter her life forever. For the Forrester family, this is a wake-up call. For viewers, it's a mesmerizing descent into madness. And for Luna Nozawa, it's the beginning of the end, or the beginning of a very different kind of story. It begins with a knock at the door, sharp, urgent, unexpected. Steffy Forrester stands in the kitchen of the beach house, the Pacific breeze dancing through half-open curtains, a coffee mug cooling on the counter. She isn't expecting anyone. The children are away, Finn is at the hospital. Peace for once has settled over the waves outside. But as she approaches the door, something in her gut twists. The air feels heavier. She hesitates, and then she opens it, and comes face to face with Luna Nozawa holding a gun. Steffy's breath catches. Time slows. "Luna," she whispers, her voice more confused than afraid. But the look in Luna's eyes answers everything. It's not the same girl who once smiled across sewing machines and coffee breaks. Luna's eyes are wild, red-rimmed, her hand trembling as she raises the weapon. "I didn't want to do this," Luna says, her voice hollow. "But you left me no choice." Thus begins the standoff that will rock the very foundations of the bold and the beautiful. Inside the house, Steffy moves slowly, calm but calculating. She's no stranger to danger. She's been through stalkers, manipulations, even near-death experiences. But this feels different. This isn't a hardened criminal. This is Luna, a friend, a co-worker, someone she trusted. That trust is now shattered on the floor between them. "Put the gun down," Steffy pleads, hands in the air. "We can talk about this. You're not thinking clearly." But Luna shakes her head, lips trembling. "It's too late for that. You took everything from me." It's in that moment that Steffy realizes this isn't about money or even jealousy. It's about something deeper. A loss of identity, a breaking point. Luna is spiraling, and she's taken Steffy with her. As the two circle each other, the tension in the air could be cut with a knife. Luna's finger twitches on the trigger. Steffy tries to edge toward her phone. Every second is a tightrope walk between survival and tragedy. Then a sudden sound outside. Footsteps. The front door bursts open. Sheila Carter Sharp storms in. And just like that, the balance shifts. Sheila's presence is like a lightning strike. Unpredictable, electric, and always dangerous. But this time, she's not the one holding a weapon. Her eyes widen as she sees Luna with the gun, and Steffy frozen in place. "Luna, what the hell are you doing?" Sheila snarls, stepping into the room without hesitation. For a moment, no one moves. Luna is stunned, caught between her fear of Sheila and her rage at Steffy. "Stay out of this!" she screams, her voice cracking. But Sheila doesn't back down. She steps forward, one slow, deliberate stride at a time, placing herself directly between Luna and Steffy. "If you want to hurt her," she growls, "you'll have to go through me." The tension reaches a boiling point. Luna's hand shakes. Her grip loosens, but then a shot rings out. It's unclear who pulled the trigger. Perhaps Luna flinched. Perhaps she fired by accident. Perhaps the pressure was simply too much. But the result is the same. Sheila drops to the floor, clutching her side, blood already staining her shirt. Steffy screams. Luna stares at what she's done, frozen in shock. And outside, sirens begin to wail. What happens next is chaos. Steffy rushes to Sheila's side, her own horror overtaking years of resentment. Stay with me, she begs, trying to stem the bleeding. Luna collapses to her knees, the gun slipping from her hand. I didn't mean to. She stepped in the way. The police arrive moments later, Deputy Chief Bradley Baker leading the charge. Guns drawn, orders shouted. Luna doesn't resist. She's too far gone. Handcuffs click. Medics rush in. Sheila is still breathing, but barely. Her eyes lock with Steffy's. Something unspoken passing between them. Fear, regret, perhaps even forgiveness. By the time Finn is called, everything is already in motion. His mother en route to the ER, his wife shaken but alive, and Luna, the woman he once saw as kind and trustworthy, under arrest for attempted murder. The beach house will never be the same. Neither will any of them. For decades, Sheila Carter Sharp has been the embodiment of chaos in the bold and the beautiful universe. A name whispered in fear, a face that haunted even the most powerful Forrester dreams. From faked deaths to stolen babies, from manipulations to near-fatal encounters, Sheila's past is littered with the wreckage of lives she's impacted or destroyed. And yet, in an act no one could have predicted, she just took a bullet for Steffy Forrester. Let that sink in. The woman once considered the most dangerous person in Los Angeles may have just laid her life on the line to save the one person who stood most firmly against her. In a single moment of instinct, courage, or perhaps something deeper, Sheila threw herself between Luna and Steffy, absorbing the full force of a bullet meant to end another woman's life. But what does this mean for Sheila? Is it her final act, or the beginning of a long-overdue redemption arc? The moment that changed everything. As medics load her into the ambulance, Steffy clutching her bloodied hand and shouting her name, Sheila fades in and out of consciousness. Flashbacks may play across her mind. Her son Finn as a baby, the love she never truly had, the acceptance she always longed for. For once, she didn't manipulate. She didn't run, she saved. Finn, when called to the ER, will barely be able to believe it. His mother, who survived death sentences, prison cells, and every possible betrayal, is once again clinging to life. But this time, the roles are reversed. She's the victim, and he may be the one who has to save her. The irony isn't lost on anyone. The moral puzzle of Sheila Carter. Viewers know this isn't a simple villain becomes hero scenario. Sheila's past cannot be erased. Brooke Logan, Lauren Fenmore, Stephanie Forrester, the list of people she's harmed goes on and on. But soap operas thrive on moral ambiguity. And The Bold and the Beautiful has always specialized in the blurred lines between love and hatred, between vengeance and redemption. So where does this act place Sheila? Is this the sincere action of a mother trying to protect the woman her son loves? A final bid to earn Finn's respect? Or did Sheila simply act on instinct, one that even she doesn't fully understand? Even Steffy, who has long vowed to keep Sheila out of her life and out of her family's orbit, is shaken to the core. In those final moments before the shot, Steffy saw something in Sheila's eyes. Not rage, not calculation, but sacrifice. And it's going to haunt her. If she dies, let's imagine the unthinkable. If Sheila doesn't survive, her death will mark one of the most emotional and consequential exits in B&B history. Love her or hate her, Sheila is legend. Her death could bring closure to some, but guilt and grief to others. Finn will be torn apart. Steffy, ironically, may feel the weight of someone dying to save her, even if that someone was her greatest enemy. Taylor and Ridge will be forced to explain to their children why the woman they taught them to fear died a hero. And Deacon, Sheila's most recent flame, might be shattered in silence. Sheila's funeral, should there be one, would be nothing short of explosive. If she lives, if Sheila pulls through, her survival could set in motion a narrative shift we've never seen before. Will she use this opportunity to reshape her legacy? Could she leverage the public attention and sympathy? Will Finn and Steffy reconsider their coldness toward her? Imagine a world where Sheila walks out of that hospital and into a second chance, genuinely. It would be radical, emotional, and utterly unpredictable. And B&B fans, they'd be watching every single second. But it wouldn't be simple. There will be pushback. Ridge may refuse to allow her near his family. Liam could protest her involvement with Steffy and the kids. Even Finn may struggle with the concept of forgiveness. Yet Sheila, always a survivor, might see this moment as her one shot at redemption. A legacy in blood and bravery. Sheila Carter's legacy has always been controversial, but in this moment, as she lays on an operating table, her blood soaking a sterile hospital sheet, that legacy hangs in the balance. Will she be remembered as a monster or a martyr? Will this act rewrite her story, or will the past forever define her? One thing's for certain, the aftermath of this event will ripple through every family, every friendship, and every fractured relationship in the bold and the beautiful. And whether she lives or dies, Sheila Carter has finally, irrevocably changed the game. Dr. John Finn Finnegan is no stranger to complicated emotions. As both a skilled physician and a loving husband, he has walked the tightrope between reason and heart more times than he cares to remember. But nothing, not even the trauma of nearly losing Steffy to Sheila once before, can prepare him for the emotional earthquake about to erupt when he receives the call from the emergency room. "It's your mother," the nurse says breathlessly over the phone. "Sheila Carter's just been brought in. She's been shot, saving Steffy's life." Everything in Finn's world freezes. The hospital sounds fade into static. The air leaves his lungs. For a brief, staggering moment, he doesn't know what to feel. The collapse of logic. As a doctor, Finn is trained to focus on facts, vital signs, blood pressure, triage protocols. But the news of Sheila being wheeled into the ER, bloodied, unconscious, and covered in gunshot residue, throws his clinical mind into chaos. He rushes down the hallway, not as a physician, but as a son. And yet, even as his feet pound against the hospital floor, another voice screams inside him. "What about Steffy? Where is she? Is she hurt? Was she the target?" Then comes the second wave of information. Luna was the one holding the gun. Luna, sweet, soft-spoken Luna. And suddenly, Finn finds himself at the center of a nightmare triangle. His wife, his birth mother, and a woman he once protected as a friend. Loyalty fractured. Finn bursts into the trauma bay where Sheila lies, surrounded by nurses and surgeons. He sees the bullet wound, the oxygen mask, the rapid beeping of heart monitors. A strange mix of horror and pity churns in his chest. For all her sins, Sheila is still his mother, a mother he never truly knew, a mother he spent years wishing away. But in this moment, as her life slips through his hands, she becomes something else. A mother who chose to save the woman who despised her. A mother who finally did something selfless. And yet, Steffy almost died. Finn's heart splits in two. His first instinct is to protect his wife, to find her, to comfort her, to hold her and promise that none of this will ever touch their children again. But a part of him aches for Sheila. Why did she do it? He whispers aloud. Why now? The questions no one can answer. When he finally sees Steffy, shaken, tear-streaked, but physically unharmed, he doesn't know what to say. The woman he loves more than life itself was almost killed by someone he once vouched for. But the woman who saved her is the mother he tried to forget. "Finn, she jumped in front of me," Steffy says quietly. "I didn't ask her to, she just did." Finn's hands tremble as he touches Steffy's shoulder. The weight of guilt, confusion, and fear settles like lead in his chest. Did Sheila do it because she loves him? Did she do it to earn something? Or was this her final redemption? And how is he supposed to feel anything but conflicted? Caught in the crossfire. As the days pass, Finn will struggle to process the events that unfolded at the beach house. He'll visit Sheila in the ICU, hovering between death and recovery, unsure if he's there as a son, a doctor, or a man seeking closure. He'll look at Luna through the glass of a holding cell, her tear-streaked face filled with regret and confusion. And he'll lie awake at night beside Steffy, wondering if she can ever forgive him, for letting Sheila get too close, for not seeing Luna's descent sooner, for not being able to stop any of it. Because while Luna pulled the trigger, Finn was the thread connecting them all. An impossible decision. In the days to come, Finn may be forced to make a choice no man should ever face. Does he forgive his mother, or does he finally close the door on Sheila for good? Does he honor her bravery or remember her sins? Can he continue to stand by Steffy while still acknowledging that Sheila saved her? The emotional fallout will be enormous, not just for Finn, but for the entire Forrester family. And in the end, one truth remains. No matter what he decides, someone will get hurt. As the echoes of the gunshots still reverberate through the walls of the beach house, another kind of storm is brewing, this time from within the LAPD. The emergency call has already gone through. The address is known. And with one woman fighting for her life and another traumatized by the confrontation, there's only one thing left for the authorities to do. Bring Luna Nozawa to justice. But justice in the bold and the beautiful is rarely swift and never simple, especially when it's intertwined with guilt, mental health, and the secrets of the elite. The arrival of Deputy Chief Baker sirens cut through the early evening air like blades. A line of black and white cruisers speeds along the coastal road, tires screeching as they stop in front of the now infamous beach house. Deputy Chief Bradley Baker steps out, his presence commanding as always. He's been down this road before, shootings, abductions, high society meltdowns, but this time, there's an edge of personal disbelief in his voice. Luna Nozawa, he mutters under his breath. Didn't see that coming. Inside, officers secure the perimeter, the weapon is recovered, statements are taken, photos are snapped, and Luna? She doesn't run. She barely moves. Still kneeling on the floor where she dropped the gun, Luna stares blankly at the blood-stained rug, whispering something no one quite hears. I didn't mean to hurt her, but it's too late. Her Miranda rights are read. Her wrists are cuffed. And Luna, once the glowing star of Forrester Creations, is officially under arrest. Taylor's moral dilemma. Elsewhere, Dr. Taylor Hayes sits in her car, hands gripping the steering wheel with white-knuckled force. She's just come from meeting Sheila, a moment she never expected to happen again, let alone initiate. It was Taylor who, in a moment of uneasy desperation, gave Sheila the location of the beach house. Not out of trust, not out of alliance, but because deep down she knew something was coming, something dangerous. Taylor wasn't wrong, but that doesn't make her decision any easier to live with. If Sheila dies, if Steffy had been hurt, if Luna had pulled the trigger 1 second sooner, would the blood be on her hands? Back at home, Ridge paces as the news trickles in. You told Sheila where Steffy was, he demands, barely containing his fury. Taylor nods slowly. I didn't know she'd go in like that. I didn't think Luna would really. But even as she speaks, guilt wraps around her like a noose. A crime of passion or mental breakdown. At the precinct, Luna sits alone in an interrogation room. No lawyers, no family, no script to follow. She's shaking. A single officer watches her through the two-way mirror. She's not a criminal, he mutters. She's broken. That in many ways is the real question now. What was Luna's motive? Did she plan this attack with intent? Or was this a psychotic break, a desperate act born of untreated trauma and emotional instability? Fans online are already buzzing with theories. Some point to Luna's mother, Poppy, and wonder what secrets from the past have been buried. Others recall Luna's odd behavior weeks ago, her obsession with Finn, and wonder if this was brewing far longer than anyone noticed. Whatever the cause, it will now fall to judges and lawyers to determine what happens next, and to Luna to accept that her life has taken a turn she may never recover from. Fallout and public reaction. By morning, every Forrester and Logan knows what happened. The headlines are brutal. Forrester intern attempts murder in shocking beach house incident. Sheila Carter hero or victim? Shot defending Steffy Forrester? Hope Logan is stunned. I worked with Luna, she was so gentle. RJ Forrester is devastated. I thought I knew her. The fashion house is thrown into PR chaos. Press statements are drafted. Paparazzi camp outside Forrester Creations. And everyone inside knows this won't blow over anytime soon. Because Luna's arrest isn't just a personal tragedy, it's a public scandal. And yet, Luna survives. Despite the handcuffs, despite the headlines, Luna Nozawa survives the week. Lisa Yamada, the actress behind the troubled character, has been spotted on set in recent weeks, hinting that Luna's story is far from over. But whether she's headed for prison, rehab, or a second chance is still unknown. What is known, however, is this. Luna's world has changed forever. She's no longer just a designer. She's no longer just a friend. She is now the woman who pulled a gun on Steffy Forrester and may have shot Sheila Carter. Tragedy has a way of unearthing buried truths. One gunshot, one heroic act, and one broken young woman have unleashed shockwaves throughout Los Angeles' most glamorous family. Now in the aftermath of the beach house standoff, the Forrester-Logan Spencer network is left scrambling to make sense of what just happened and what it means for the future. From the halls of Forrester Creations to the quiet corners of Cliff House, emotions are running high. Lines are being drawn, relationships are being tested, and no one is walking away untouched. Ridge Forrester, the patriarch, on edge. At the center of it all stands Ridge Forrester, husband, father, protector. As news of Sheila's injury and Luna's arrest reaches him, his first instinct is raw, unfiltered anger. She shouldn't have been there, he snaps. None of them should have been anywhere near my daughter. Ridge's fury is directed at many, at Taylor for trusting Sheila, at Luna for losing control, and even at Finn for letting his mother get too close again. He walks the Forrester executive office like a caged animal, barking orders for extra security, canceling press appearances, demanding that RJ stay far away from the police station. But beneath that steely glare lies something deeper: guilt. Ridge was supposed to protect his family. He thought the danger was over. But danger, it seems, has taken on a new face. And this time, it came from within their own house. Hope Logan, doubt and disillusionment. Back at home, Hope Logan is in shock. She had worked closely with Luna. They'd shared creative visions, bonding over fabrics, silhouettes, and a shared desire to prove themselves. She didn't seem dangerous, Hope says softly. She was kind, smart, I just don't understand. Hope's mind replays every meeting, every smile Luna gave. Were there signs she missed? Could this have been prevented? Her compassion leads her to question whether Luna is simply a villain or if she's someone who cracked under pressure. And this internal debate causes friction with Ridge, who insists Luna should rot in jail. Hope, ever the empathetic soul, isn't so sure. Liam Spencer, the defender, emerges. Meanwhile, Liam Spencer wastes no time getting to Steffy's side. Old feelings rekindle as he sees her bruised and exhausted. And while Steffy insists she's okay, Liam knows better. You don't have to be strong right now, he tells her. You just have to be safe. His protectiveness stirs unease in Finn, who sees the way Liam looks at Steffy, with concern, with history, with something unspoken. But for Liam, this isn't about romantic confusion. It's about being there for the mother of his daughter. And if that means calling out Finn for not seeing the warning signs in Luna, or not keeping Sheila away, so be it. In the coming days, this triangle may boil over once more. RJ Forrester, the heartbroken witness. Of all those affected, RJ Forrester is perhaps the most emotionally wrecked. Luna wasn't just a colleague, she was someone he loved, or thought he did. When he visits her in custody, if he's allowed to, she won't meet his eyes, and that hurts more than anything else. Why didn't you come to me? Why didn't you trust me before it got this far? His voice will break. His faith will break. And maybe, just maybe, RJ will begin to question everything he's learned about trust and vulnerability. Taylor Hayes, the quiet collapse. While others rage, grieve, and process aloud, Taylor Hayes suffers in silence. Her role in this tragedy is undeniable, and it eats at her like acid. She walks the beach alone at night, her thoughts spiraling. Did I send Sheila to her death? Did I betray Steffy in the process? Was I trying to protect or control? Taylor may not be behind bars like Luna, but her emotional prison is just as isolating. Forrester Creations, Crisis Mode. Inside the iconic fashion house, the atmosphere is suffocating. Executives whisper in corners. Security is doubled. PR teams are on full alert. And every time a reporter calls, the receptionist flinches. The Luna scandal has tainted the Forrester brand, no matter how carefully they try to spin it. Creative intern involved in armed standoff. Forrester family under fire for negligence. Sheila Carter, from madwoman to martyr? The board may even consider halting Luna's designs or removing her collection entirely, pending legal outcomes. But the question lingers, can the company survive another scandal? The children are watching. Finally, and most heartbreakingly, the children of the Forrester clan, Kelly, Hayes, and others, are not immune to the upheaval. Kelly, old enough to understand fear, asks Steffy quietly, "Is the bad lady gone now?" Hayes clings to Finn's neck, not knowing why his daddy looks so sad. And in those moments, Steffy and Finn realize the full extent of what's been lost. Not just peace, but innocence. In the Forrester world, power is often the shield. But this time, no amount of money or prestige could prevent the unthinkable. And now, all they can do is pick up the pieces, together or alone. While all eyes have been on the chaos at the beach house, another figure, quiet, forgotten, has been living through a terror of her own. Miss Dillon, a kind-hearted former teacher and mentor figure to Luna, has been missing for days. Locked away, silenced, and held against her will, she has suffered in the shadows of Luna's breakdown. Until now. With Luna in police custody and the truth unraveling fast, the final piece of the puzzle falls into place: the location of Miss Dillon. The rescue. It's a janitor who finds her. hidden in the basement of a vacant coastal rental property. Disoriented, dehydrated, but miraculously alive, Ms. Dillon is rushed to the hospital and treated for exhaustion and minor injuries. Her first words when conscious? Is Luna safe? The question stuns everyone. In her fractured mind, Luna had locked Dillon away to protect her, twisted logic born of paranoia and trauma. Ms. Dillon, always seeing the best in her former student, knew Luna was spiraling. She tried to help, and for that she became a hostage. Her testimony will be vital in court. She tells investigators that Luna had begun expressing strange ideas weeks earlier, whispers about betrayal, hidden enemies, and being watched. Ms. Dillon had encouraged her to seek help. Luna refused. What began as anxiety morphed into obsession, and finally, violence. The legal picture sharpens. With Ms. Dillon's statement, Luna's defense takes shape. Her legal team, hired by her distant but powerful relatives, may attempt a mental health defense, arguing diminished capacity and emotional trauma. The DA's office, facing mounting public pressure, will push for charges of attempted murder, unlawful imprisonment, and assault with a deadly weapon. It will be a trial that divides the public. Some will see Luna as a tragic figure, a young woman overwhelmed, neglected, and mentally unwell. Others will see her as a threat, a manipulator, a would-be killer. And at the center of that storm will be one constant question. Is redemption possible when the damage is this deep? Steffy and Finn, beginning again. As the week draws to a close, Steffy and Finn sit side by side on their patio, the children asleep, the night air quiet for once. They hold hands, tender, uncertain. We've been through so much, Steffy says, but I don't want this to break us. Finn nods. It won't, it can't. But both know healing won't be instant. The images will linger, the fear, the gun, Sheila bleeding on the floor. Luna's face in cuffs, trust, between them and the world, has been shaken. And yet here they are, together. That for now is enough. Ms. Dillon's final words. Before she's discharged from the hospital, Ms. Dillon visits Luna, escorted, of course. The two women stare at each other through reinforced glass. Luna looks small in her orange jumpsuit, eyes swollen from tears. I'm so sorry, she whispers. I didn't want to hurt anyone. Ms. Dillon lays a hand on the glass. I know, Luna, but you still did. She walks away without bitterness, only sorrow. The closing moments. Elsewhere in the city, Sheila Carter opens her eyes. Barely, slowly, but unmistakably. She's alive. And in that single blink, the bold and the beautiful promises one final truth. No one is ever truly gone. No redemption is ever final. And no act of violence is ever the end of the story, only the beginning of a new one. Conclusion, the aftermath will change everything. The week of July 7 to 11 has delivered everything fans of the bold and the beautiful could ask for. Betrayal, danger, shocking twists, emotional reunions, and characters pushed to the very brink of morality and madness. From Luna's unraveling to Sheila's redemption to Steffy and Finn's fragile new beginning, the storyline set in motion this week will continue to ripple for months. As the dust settles, questions remain. Will Luna be punished or pardoned? Is Sheila truly changed or playing a longer game? Can the Forresters ever find peace again? One thing is certain. The bold and the beautiful has once again proven that no family, no love, and no legacy is ever truly safe. Thank you for joining us for this in-depth preview. What shocked you most this week? Whose side are you on? Sheila's or Steffy's? Luna's or RJ's? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more weekly previews, character breakdowns, and behind-the-scenes drama from your favorite soaps. Ciao e arrivederci.